Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So, I'm just going to share a last of the few ideas that they give in the Emotional Resilience, churchofjesuschrist.org. If you go look that up, you can follow along in this manual. It's amazing. And I'm going to give you a few of the relaxation ideas, and then I'll let you know what's helped me. So, in the comments below, before I get into that, I'm going to share my book link. You are made to heal spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I was stuck for 30 plus years and I was not in a good spot, trying to change and have that control. And let me be honest, we all want a sense of control. It's just our natural human nature. We all want to feel like we are in control. And I was feeling so out of control, but I realized that I was in more control than I realized. I was just doing things that made me feel out of control. So the power lies within. Our healing definitely comes from within. And the reason why I say it comes from within, God and Christ are in us. They're above us, they're around us, they're through us. And so that is why the healing begins from within, because they are connected to us from within. And so I've been on a beautiful journey the last 9 years, and I share the tools and techniques that have helped me in my book. So click on that link. That book was written and was intended for all teens and all adults, everyone. And I chose the natural, holistic side of things of healing. And I'm going on 9 years without depression or suicidal thoughts. And it has been miraculous. It's been a beautiful journey. And I'm not saying life is, beautiful all the time and everything good happens to me. No, I have the tools. I have the tools for when life does happen and certain situations arise that may tend to bring stress and anxiety or whatever it is. I have the tools to turn to, and it has been so wonderful. And mindfulness is a big part of it. So click on the link below for my book and share the heck out of it with others. That is my mission. And my mission and purpose in life is to help others in their journey, help others live, love life. And I love to say help others live because I was not supposed to live past the age of 5, 10, my teenage years. And God has blessed me with decades of extra life. And He knew I wanted to be a mother to many children. And He made it possible. My husband and I have 8 beautiful children. And I know it's because of the grace of God. And it's miraculous. My whole journey, I feel, is miraculous. And we are meant to heal spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And my message is to give everyone hope. I didn't think there was hope. I was in despair. I just didn't know how to get out of my rut. I was stuck. And I've been a Christian my whole life, but wasn't feeling a Christian. Didn't feel like I was a true Christian. And now more than ever, then I didn't feel worthy to connect with God, and I didn't love myself. And anyway, it was just a mess. It was a mess. And so I share my beautiful journey of healing. And once your journey of healing begins, it is a never ending process. It continues on. So check out that link and let me get into the last of the things that will help you in your stress and anxiety. So they have ideas for relaxation in the manual, and I'm just going to go over all of them. Music. Music is huge. If you know how to play an instrument, play it. If you don't, I heard a fascinating story where a woman at the age of 71 had never touched a piano key in her life, never took piano lessons, and she started piano lessons at 71, and she was a beautiful piano player by the time she was 76, 77. Anyway, she dedicated her life and time to learn a musical instrument. It is never too late to learn a musical instrument. I kind of attribute a lot of what got me through my funk because I didn't have the answers. But I remember there'd be times where I'd sit at the piano, and I'm not a piano player that can play in front of people. I can't play like that, and I mess up right and left, but there is something about letting it all out through the music and the energy, the vibration, and everything that's carried out through music is beautiful for your soul. It's healing. It truly is. So if you play an instrument, turn to that. If not, we have music at our fingertips. Go put on some beautiful classical piano music, or if you not don't want the piano, do strings, violin, cello. There are so many drums. Maybe you love drums, and there's so many beautiful arrangements out there in music that will help heal and soothe the soul. And and even maybe it's music with words and you just dance and listen to and sing. There's something about that too. The energy, singing and music will lift one's vibration. It will lift you from a lower spot and bring you up higher. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite go-tos. And there's they call it the progressive relaxation exercise. I call this the body scan. So every night before I go to bed, I just start at the bottom of my feet and I let go of all the tension that I feel at the end of my toes. If I am feeling any tension at the end of my toes, I make myself aware of it and then I just release it. I just say a prayer in my heart and say, okay, God, please take this tension that's felt in the end of my toes. And then I go up my body, right into my toes, into my feet. If I'm feeling any stress in the arch, maybe I've stood on my feet all day and I feel all of that tension at the bottom of my feet. And I'll do the same thing. Okay, just be aware of that tension, let it go, and take in deep breaths and just let it go. Give it to God. And then I move up, right, in my ankles. Am I able to turn my ankles? Are they working good for me? And up my legs and into my shins. And if I'm having a hard time moving forward in life, I look at the emotions and things that I might be stuck in, different patterns, whether it's generational or my own beliefs, and I just let go. And as we do this body scan, we go from our toes, the tips of our toes, to the very top of our head, which is our crown chakra. And I'm going to be honest, usually I fall asleep just before it gets to my heart. Because it's so relaxing. It's so relaxing because you're deep breathing and you're just letting go of the stress and it just feels good. Just that letting go is so relaxing. And maybe you are able to stay awake through head to toe, toe to head, whatever. So what I do is I start with my toes one night, go all the way up until I fall asleep. And then the next night I start at the top of my head and work my way down because, I never make it all the way. So just be aware of all the tension. Is your heart heavy? Let go of those heavy feelings that might trouble your heart. Let go of any of those tensions. So that is body scanning, and I absolutely love it. If you find you have a hard time falling asleep, you have insomnia, that helps you because you are mindful breathing while you're doing this, and it brings extra oxygen to the lungs. And it's just very, very relaxing. You might not find that it works the very first time. Don't give up. Do it give it an honest effort for 3 to 6 weeks. Minimum 3-6 weeks. And just do it and see what it does for you. The next one is mindfulness using the 5 senses and being aware of the 5 senses. So when you find that you are in stress and you're overwhelmed and you have such anxiety, they tell you to do 5 things. Notice 5 things that you can see. Look around and name them out. Call it out. Maybe you see trees, flowers, clouds, cars. And I'm looking straight ahead. I see a mailbox, So whatever it is you see, call it out that you see physically. And then notice 4 things around you that you can feel, touch. So look at 5 things you can see, 4 things that you can feel, something that you can touch. And then you go to 3 things. Listen for 3 things that you can hear around you. Nature, people talking, cars, noise, whatever it is, just focus in on the 3 things that jump out at you. And then 2 things that you can smell. Notice 2 things that you can smell. And maybe you're like, well, I can't smell anything right now. There's nothing to smell. Then imagine 2 of your favorite smells, or 2 smells at the moment that stick out in your mind. And maybe they're unpleasant smells. Maybe you're like, I don't know why the smell of skunk came into my mind because I think skunks stink like horrendously. But whatever, imagine it. Maybe that smell came into your mind and you're like, oh, okay, smell that in my mind. Our mind is powerful. You can imagine something and your brain automatically knows what it smells like and it experiences it. So then after 2 smelling things, notice one thing or find one thing you can taste. Maybe you carry a mint in your pocket, or me, I don't do sugar, so I use cloves. I'll use whole cloves and I suck on a whole clove. I've been told my breath smells like Christmas because it reminds people of Christmas. Whatever. But there's just whatever you can put in your mouth to taste, whether it's a piece of gum, something. I also like energy, powerful, boosting foods, and so I'll use like a medjool date. They are packed with protein and different things that our body can utilize. It's a good sugar that our body uses, and it doesn't harm our body. And so that's what I turn to is my medjool dates. So put something you can pop in your mouth and just experience that. So mindfulness, it's so important that we bring in our mindfulness through the 5 senses. But I'm letting you know, not only do we have the 5 senses, we have the intuition, the mindfulness, the 6th sense, which I call the intuition, our gut feeling, whatever we're feeling that comes to us. If we think that something's not right, something feels off, go always by your gut feeling, by your intuition. And then the 7th sense that we all have, but we've lost sight of, a lot of us adults, we can tap into our childhood and tap into our imagination. Imagination, which leads into this next relaxation technique, which is visualization. And you visualize yourself in a more calming setting. If you're full of stress and anxiety, visualize. And I'm going to even take it further. I'm a firm believer we all have angels. We have guardian angels that watch over us from the second we are here on this earth. In fact, they are there with us when we are coming through that birth canal, being born into this world. And they are with us the entire time until we take our last breath. And they're even with you after you take your last breath, I believe, until to guide you into your next realm, right? I do believe in life after this life. And so I want you to visualize maybe if you're feeling stress and full of anxiety, visualize a beautiful place, whether it's in a grassy field and with beautiful flowers, or maybe for you, it's on the mountains. You're at a lake and you're taking in all the scenery that's around, the tall trees, the pine trees, and the laughter of kids, the boats that are going on the lake, and whatever, right? There's a lot of things we can imagine. So use your visualization, imagine your happy spot. One of my happy spots is the beach. When I was in labor, okay, so I've had 7 of my 8 births at home, 7 home births, and my last, let's see, 3. My last 3 babies that I had at home were next to pain-free because I was able to go into a hypnotic state. And I read the Bradley method. I highly recommend it to anybody wanting to go the natural childbirth route. Anyway, I really used my relaxation techniques. And every time a heavy, hard contraction would come on, I would hurry and go to my happy spot in my mind, which was the beach. And I would just imagine being at the beach and being so relaxed and just loving it and hearing the waves of the ocean, coming in and going out, and just, the seagulls flying overhead. And I would just imagine just being at that most, glorious spot at that time because I was under stress, right? And as I was with my last 3 babies, it was next to pain-free because I went to my happy spot, it took that pain away. It took my mind somewhere and went completely different, and I was able to get through. So in fact, I took a class, and there's an actual scientific name. I want to say it starts with the letter S, but I can't remember because it's been several years ago. But there was a man teaching a class saying, hey, I know I'm a guy teaching you this in this class, and so I don't have firsthand experience, but yes, women can be put in a hypnotic state while they're while they're in the process of childbirth, and it basically makes their experience next to pain-free. And I was just nodding my head, and I raised my hand, and he was like, hey, do you have experience with that? And I'm like, yes. I've had 7 home births, and my first 4 home births were not like that, but my last 3 have been, because I put myself in a hypnotic state of being, and I was able to calm and relax my mind. And so when we do that, it does wonders. It's using visualization, and our minds are so powerful if we will allow them to imagine and go into visualization. Now, also, I want to talk about our guardian angels and angels with us all the time. They are. Maybe you need a message. Maybe you are just really struggling, and imagine your happy spot, whether it's in the mountains at a lake, close to cabins, or maybe it's in a field of grass, and just grassy fields as far as you can see, with the pretty flowers, and you see wild horses running off in the distance, or whatever. Maybe it's you're at this beautiful structure that you created in your mind that's got this beautiful spiral staircase that takes you to just some beautiful spot, right? There are no limitations to your imagination. Just go wild with your imagination and take in, as you're using your senses, take in the sights, take in the smells. What are you smelling? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Are you sitting on something? Are you barefooted? Do you have shoes on? If you're barefooted, what are your feet resting in? Is it a soft grass, or what is it? Is it a sandy beach? And be really mindful of what is going on, and then get in your most relaxed state of being. And then close your eyes too. Do this exercise while you close your eyes. And then just imagine your guardian angel coming to you. What do they look like? What color are their eyes? What color is their hair? What are they wearing? And then wait and listen and ask them what message they have for you. What is the message that they really want you to understand right now and to learn, and it will help you get through whatever it is you're going through. And it's a very powerful exercise, and it's really cool. You might want to journal it later. You might want to journal your thoughts down right after, so be prepared for that, because they're pretty special experiences. So just those are things that we can do to relax. And those are my experiences. I have done it. In fact, if you're struggling in a relationship, if you are having a hard time communicating with somebody, and they're not open to hearing from you, but maybe it's a child. I've had some of these experiences with me really struggling with child relationships, and maybe it's really hard for you to connect. Well, one of the ways that we can connect is to speak spirit to spirit. Just be like, physically, I can't talk to them. One, either they're way far away, they're halfway around the world, or they're hours and hours away, and it's not physically possible for me to meet face to face and have a conversation. Or maybe they are in the same town or in the same home, but you're feeling like you cannot have a face-to-face conversation. Whatever your situation, it works in every situation. But especially when we are the stewards of our children, we're parents, and you're never done being a parent, even though your children may be 18 on up and older, adults raising their own families. We are still parents. We're still parents, and we still have that stewardship of making sure our kids are okay. And anyway, so if you're struggling with a child, just have a spirit to spirit conversation. And you do that by asking. I always say a prayer before I do this. I say, okay, Heavenly Father, I really want to connect with this person. I want to talk to them spirit to spirit. I want them to let them know how much I love them, how much I care for them, how much I care for this person, how much I am here for them. And I want to convey that to them. And I want them to feel my love for them. And I also want to say I'm sorry for this, this, and this, and this, and that I'm thankful for them for this, this, and this, and this. And anyway, you just can go on and have this spirit to spirit conversation with them. And it is so healing. And it will relax and ease your mind with stressful situations, with those maybe relationships that are where you feel like you might be butting heads. Just that spirit to spirit is amazing. And I've heard some people be like, well, that's taking their free agency away. It's not, because you're asking a permission. That's why I say a prayer before, is like, I'm like, okay, Heavenly Father, I would like to speak to them spirit to spirit. I invite them through this process so that we can be on a healing journey. And it's amazing. It's amazing what will come up, and the feelings that we feel afterwards, and what you might have felt before you did that experience would be stress and anxiety and just a lot of bottled up, pent up emotions, but it's a way to release. It's a way of letting them know all of your thoughts, and just moving forward. And so these are important things that we can do to release our stress and anxiety. I know I went a little longer today. I apologize, but I want to share some personal experiences so that it will give you ideas on how to relax and get through any stress and anxiety your body might be carrying, because our emotions, when we carry our emotions, it affects our spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical health. Trapped emotions, if you have physical pain anywhere in your body, most likely it is attached to an emotion that you haven't been able to clear and that you're stuck in. And it's important to look at it. If you're having neck issues, look at your flexibility with yourself or others around you, depending on which side. If you're having knee issues or any issues with your hips and legs, ankles, feet, look at areas that you're having a hard time moving forward in your life. What is keeping you stuck from moving forward in a healthy manner? There's so many things. And it's not only that, there's so many things, like anger is tied to liver issues. If you're having liver problems, there's a lot of anger. And if you're having kidney problems, there's a lot of worry and fears attached to that. So let's look at what's going on. What is going on in our body? What's showing up physically? Because before things show up physically, they show up spiritually. It starts on a spiritual level first before it will manifest itself physically. And a lot of times it happens decades before, years before, maybe days. But I'm telling you, we can clear these emotions and keep clearing these emotions, because it's like an onion. You can peel away and clear some emotions, but you keep on chiseling it away, because there's peels, there's layer after layer after layer, because you have had experiences after experiences after experiences in your life that either promoted fear or anger or whatever emotion that you were working on. Because I had the comment from somebody, well, I already cleared anger. I don't know why I have to keep clearing that anger. And it's like, because it's an onion, it's layers. We've got layers of anger, layers of all of our stuff. So it's important that once you work on your clearing your emotions and getting through and recognizing them, then we keep working at it. It's just this continual process. So I am all for that. And I know it's a huge part of our healing journey in spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical healing. So God bless. Please like and subscribe. Share this channel with others. And God bless you on your journey. And I want to tell you that you are doing so much better than you think you are right now. So keep up the good fight. And until next time, bye.